What's up everyone, here is AhkTaar, welcome back for another hero guide, and this time I'm gonna talk about the epic hero Verto. So in my opinion, Verto is a great epic hero, clearly underestimated by every player almost. He is great early game, and also you are gonna see that he is interesting for the end game. So Verto is a support hero, that means he's gonna get more speed than other heroes. He is from the red mark, great for the tower, and from the Sword Harbor Guards, great for this faction. Let's talk about his passive. This is a unique one. He's gonna provide all your heroes up to 22% effect hit once full skilled up without exclusive. This is great, but if you have the second exclusive, this effect will remain even if he dies, which is pretty interesting in some situations. With the third exclusive, awesome exclusive, it's gonna double the effect hit on your heroes if they have an attack buff on them. But don't worry, because using the second skill, he's gonna increase the attack of all your heroes by 40%. That means he is great for direct damage heroes and also daughters. Great hero. 44% more effect hit on your heroes who are under the attack status here. This is amazing. The best hero to buff your effect hit on your heroes in the game. Let's talk about his ultimate. He's gonna deal AoE damage with some chance to reduce the crit rate of enemies by 25%, and trust me, it helps a lot to stay alive in dungeons everywhere. Also, he is gonna reduce the turn meta of enemies by 20% if he can reduce their crit rate. Otherwise, he is gonna reduce their turn meta by 10%. If you have the first exclusive, it's gonna increase the chance by 25% and increase the turn meta reduction by 5%. So you have more chance to reduce the crit rate and more turn meta manipulation, which is great for dungeons and PvP if you want to use him here. On the basic attack, he can lower the effect hit by 25% of a single target, which can be really helpful. Well, really helpful. So let's summarize his exclusives. The first one increases the chance by 25% on the ultimate to lower the crit rate and increase the turn meta reduction by 5% on all enemies. Second one, when he is dead, the effect hit bonus given to all allies remain active, and this is really important. The last one is the best one. It doubles the effect hit given to allies who are under attack up status. This one is massive, a must-have on him. Let's talk about his stats now. You need first a lot of speed and a lot of effect hit in order to be sure to land your debuffs. Otherwise, then you need a lot of HP and defense, and that's pretty all you need on him. Let's talk about the gear I am using. At the moment, I'm using a feeder set and a classic speed set. The goal here, as I said before, is to get as much speed and effect hit as possible. So if you don't have a speed set here, you can use effect hit sets, it's gonna be great. Or you can use the feeder set here to get HP and speed, so he's gonna be more tanky and faster. You can use this one for the arena if you have some, in order to get some effect resistance and speed. Otherwise, you can use this one to get more speed and more effect hit. This is the best one you can put on him, but this is a rare gear, a rare set, so maybe try to keep these kind of sets for your best supports. So this is what I'm using at the moment on him. This one, it's only a plus 12, 5-star gear with some effect hit, defense rate and a bit of speed. Here I have this one with some effect resistance, effect hit, HP rate. Crit rate is not needed on him. Here on the boots I have some effect hit, HP rate, defense flat, but the attack rate is not needed. And finally on the accessory I have some attack rate, that's not a great one, crit rate neither. I have a lot of defense rate though, and a bit of effect, a bit of speed. In terms of artifact, the first one here, you should focus on the HP or on the defense one. But I prefer on my heroes to increase the HP because the more you have, the better, the tankier you are. Imagine taking some dots. Dots ignore the defense and enemies can lower your defense or have some piercing rate to ignore a part of your defense. So it's better to prioritize HP over defense in my opinion. So this is what I have on mine. At the moment I have an HP one. Yeah, this is not a great one because I have a lot of useless stats here. Mastery, crit damage and attack rate is not great. But I have an effect to hit one. This is why I'm using this one at the moment. Maybe I can try to find something better in my box here. Here I'm using an effect hit one. This is the one I recommend to use on him. Others, if you don't need a lot of effect hit, if you want to make him tankier, you can use an HP one or a defense one. It's up to you. For me, I'm using an effect hit one with a lot of HP rate and defense flat, but it's only a plus 12 because at the moment I'm focusing my other heroes. It is sufficient on him for what he provides to your team. And finally, on the last one, mandatory, you want to have a lot of speed on him, so you want to put a speed artifact here. If you don't have a speed artifact, don't worry. If you are already using some speed sets here with a lot of speed substats, you can switch to an HP one or a defense one with some speed substats. It can work. Here I have some mastery and attack rate. This is not a great one. And HP and defense flat. So that was all for my gear. Let me push myself back to the left and let's have a look to his emblems. Here I'm using the defense tab and the support one. The goal here is to have a lot of effect hit to reduce the cooldowns of my skills if I can, if I'm lucky enough, to reduce to increase my resistance to controls for the arena and to increase my survivability. So I'm gonna take less dot damage. I'm gonna heal myself if an ally dies. I'm gonna take less crit damage with this one. I'm gonna heal myself if I take too much damage at once. Here I'm gonna protect an ally if this ally takes too much damage at once. It can be really useful. In terms of aura, this is the one I recommend to use on him. If you are using some daughters, he is here to increase the effect hit of your heroes, so it is great to use daughters with him. So this is why I'm using this one. He is not gonna put any debuffs, any dots on enemies, so he is not gonna benefit from the mastery bonus on him, but he is gonna put a buff on your other heroes to increase their mastery, and this is really important. Otherwise, if you can't afford this purple aura, you can try to use where it is this one, the range hit aura, to increase his own effect hit to land your debuffs. Otherwise, the others I don't recommend to use them. Maybe this one, if you need some more heals on your heroes, every time he's gonna cast a skill, he is gonna heal your heroes, but you're gonna need some healing effect on him in order to heal your heroes using this aura. And then the others, if you can afford a legendary aura, maybe you can put it on him. This one, with the ultimate, he's gonna attack all enemies, and using the basic attack to one enemy, so it can help. But maybe there are better heroes to put a combat vanguard on. Otherwise, you can use the skill master aura, but I don't recommend to put this one on him because for the faction abyss, for example, you have Ben Austin, and if you have Ben Austin, this one fits perfectly Ben Austin. So that was all for the auras. Now let me show you some gameplay in the dungeons. So, this is the team I'm gonna use. This is ROM 30. I have two epic heroes. This one can lower the resistance of enemies, and this one can increase my own effect hit on all my heroes. And with these two, I don't need a lot of effect hit on my heroes in order to land my debuffs, which is pretty nice. So I can increase my mastery on my 2 DPS right here. I'm using 2 poisoners, so I'm gonna lower the attack of enemies by 40% using Weasley. I'm gonna lower the crit rate by 25% using Verto. And I'm gonna lower the damage they deal thanks to the poisons here. Really interesting, and also deal a lot of poison damage. And I can protect myself and heal with my Catherine here. So enough talk, let's run the fight and see how it goes. First wave here. Let me run it in auto, so I'm keeping my skills because I'm gonna inflict a lot of poisons on them. The first wave is already done. Second wave here, I lower their attack. I buff myself so I can tank. With the counter attack I can inflict more poisons without killing them too fast. And this is important. This is important if you want to get your cooldowns back for the boss wave. As you can see here, I'm taking no damage. And now they are gonna die soon. Normally... Perfect. Boss wave. Now I can buff my heroes. Inflict some debuffs. Nazakma steals my buffs. Okay, it's not that bad because I lower the attack of enemies and their crit rate so I can survive. Now I inflict more dots. I buff myself again. And I'm pretty safe now. I can inflict my debuffs, I can inflict a lot of damage, and now only the boss remains. I have attack buffs on my heroes thanks to my Verto, so my poisoners deal more damage. This is a great team. Look at all the debuffs on the boss. A lot of poisons, crit rate down 25%, attack down 40%, resistance down 50%, less effect hits on some bosses, it can work. Feebleness 2 here, speed reduction thanks to Weasley, who provides also a speed buff on my heroes. This is a great team. And look at that, I can tank super easy with my heroes. And also for a poison team, the time it takes is pretty nice here. And this is it. The boss is dead. Perfect. 2 minutes and 10 seconds with this team. 2 poison heroes, 2 epic heroes, Verto, Weasley and Catherine. Pretty interesting. Now let me show you some content in the campaign here. This is the master campaign, the hardest content in the game so far. We need a huge amount of heroes in order to beat enemies and get more stars. So let me show you maybe some content here. What stage can I show you? This one here, the 8-4, and this is the team I am currently using. I'm using Verto because here in this content, enemies here has 180 and 90% effect resistance, and so I need to have a lot of effect hit on my heroes in order to inflict my debuffs if I don't want to use heroes from the faction, because you need so many heroes in order to get these buffs right here, and if you can't have 5 heroes from the same faction you can't get the enough effect hit. So this is why I'm using Verto here. So let's try the fight and see how it goes. Enemies are level 340 though, so as you can see I can inflict some debuffs because I have a lot of effect hit on my Quinlan. This is his basic effect hit, but I get 22% more thanks to Verto, which is pretty huge. I can freeze all enemies, perfect. I can permafreeze them using my Nicholas. I am gonna increase my effect hit by and my attack by 44% now. And now I can land my debuffs. So let's do it. Let's increase my speed and buff myself. Let's try to kill Fiona. Let's reduce their crit rate and their turn meta. Inflict more HP burnings on them. And look at that, it is working. This is the hardest content in the game, and I'm using Verto because he is such a great hero in here. We need so much effect hit in this kind of content in order to inflict our debuffs. Verto is amazing here. Second wave. Almost everybody is frozen. Frozen again forever. One more turn thanks to Nicholas. I'm gonna reduce their turn meta. Okay, inflict another HP burnings to the left. This is amazing. This is amazing. So yeah, Verto is an epic hero, but he is an amazing epic hero. Boss wave. So I buff myself again. I'm gonna try to freeze this one. Perfect. Freeze him one more turn. Increase my effect hit. And now I just have to inflict more HP burnings, and maybe I can run this one in auto. Okay, so I took some damage. I have to be careful just a bit. I have the protection from Nicholas, so it's really helpful, but who knows? I can take a huge damage at once and die with my heroes. And look at that, it's working, and I'm gonna get the 3 crowns. This is amazing. He is such a great hero. Also, you can use Verto against the guild boss, and he is amazing in this kind of content. Let me show that to you. Here, this is the guild boss number 6. I am gonna reduce the resistance of the boss, reduce his attack, increase my attack on my Lucia, and now I can deal some damage with my Lucia and stay alive during all the fight, which is pretty insane. Crit rate down, attack down, he can't kill my Lucia. This is my only DPS, he increases her attack and her mastery thanks to his aura. And the goal here is to stay alive as much long as possible in order to reach at least the 100 million damage. So is it possible? It seems like. This hero is such an amazing hero. $37 million damage for now, it's pretty nice. Okay, it is not the best team ever, for sure, but at least if you don't have all the best heroes in the game, this team can help you to deal a lot of damage against the guild boss. Crit rate down, attack down. If the boss was able to land crit damage on my heroes, crit rates on my heroes, probably my Lucia would be dead at the moment. Almost 100 million damage. Close. Really, really close. This is awesome. Okay, I am still alive for now, close to the 100 million. Can I survive? Okay, I have the consolidation. He's gonna use his second skill, so I'm pretty safe for this one. But now this attack may kill my Lucia normally. Okay, she's dead. So I reached the 100 million here, so it is pretty nice. So that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, as usual, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.